Hello. I thought it was timely to just explain the Sag cycle as we're going through it because we're over halfway through. Quelle horreur. As you will be aware, we're blessed with the Temperance Angel, Archangel Michael. So he runs through all of these because that's a Sag thing. Now, your secret superpower, or because basically we get Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune, as our planet. Now, what happens is the secondary planet is what brings you your secret superpower, which is supporting Archangel Michael. For the Eight of Wands, it's Mercury, or the Magician. For the Nine of Wands, it's the Moon. Oh, wrong thing. Me, Muppet. You get the Grande Prêtresse. My mistake. Well spotted, whoever that was. There we go. Slam the door. Beat the horn. Let's get a helicopter, a screaming kid in a motorbike, and an ice cream van. Okay. Never mind. So here we go. We have the Apprestesse. I knew it. I knew it. And then we get the Ten of Wands, which has Saturn, the World card. So that is a simplistic thing. And those are all very much the 23rd of November to the 21st of December. That's Sag. Now, I just put them down. Oh, because I got those other cards out. Here we go. I need these ones. There we go. Now, this is all very Jupiterian here. But then Saturn comes in here. No, I'll come back to that. The last decan of Scorpio is when the King of Wands starts. Because Temperance runs all the way through these three cards. And Sagittarius finishes here. And then in comes Capricorn. Let's just nudge that around a bit. Okay. So just looking at the dividing lines. You would expect the King of Wands to be all three Saggies. It's not. It starts a week earlier in the Seven of Cups. Therefore, it finishes a week earlier too. And that's when the Queen of Pentacles comes in. And because Capricorn is governed by Saturn, Saturn is the planet which takes the last decan of Sagittarius, bringing in an earth sign, Queen of Pentacles, which then runs for the first two decans of Capricorn. So Sag, because it's linked a little bit with the Eight of Wands Sag, is because it's linked via the King of Wands to Scorpio. It's got a little bit more, even though it's up in the air, very much up in the air. There's that link of water because it's on the cusp of Scorpio. This is linked more to the earth because of Saturn and Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So if you're going to look at purest fire, if you see what I mean, it's always the middle or the second decan, which is not tinged by either. So sort of fire of fire, even though that's King of Wands, is this. So it's always the second decan that hasn't got a cusp on it. So let's say the King of Wands finishes here and the Queen of Wands finishes there. The Queen of Pentacles starts there. So let's just hurry these over a little bit. We'll put it there. So that starts there. I hope, now that I've explained that, I hope that will make sense that, you know. Now, within Sagittarius, I like to think of it, let's look at it two ways. You know how Saggies can take on too much? I go, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, all of a sudden, you've got no time for yourself. And you think, do you know what? I'm doing it. Well, the cycle goes from the Eight of Wands being very sad, yeah, dog off a lead, to, oh, look at his face. I'd rather be over there, but I'll give him my word. And we are very loyal. I'll give my word to this. I'm stuck here now, aren't I? Fed up. And then somewhere between there and there, you decide to tie them all together in a nice thing, ready to throw at somebody. Have it back. I'm not doing this no more. And if you think about the that kid's game, Buckaroo, where you've got the donkey and you're piling stuff on its back, and all of a sudden it kicks. I always think that's the Buckaroo moment. Now, the way out of the Buckaroo moment, because we are Sag, we're always going to go from there back to, I'm free again. Oh, thank goodness for that. So, as a Sag, you're always going to be in this mini Sag loop. You can't escape. If you're born a Sag, you're in a Sag loop. But as the wheel of the year turns around, what happens next is the first decan Capricorn. There's a reversal here of Saturn being the secondary planet to Jupiter being the secondary planet. So there's a lot of Sag in the Two of Pentacles. And you can even almost see that. Juggling. But what's lovely here, the Two of Pentacles is a very, very powerful card. And you've decided to put all this stuff down, and then you go forward with what you can, carry. You want to be able to stand up straight. So you go ahead with what you choose rather than what you feel you ought to do. Again, the liberation is going with all the stuff that you really, the excess stuff. I'm part of a wonderful group. It's called The Spiritual View. It's a fantastic group of ladies who, I think of them as the Steel Magnolias, because they're so strong and so fantastic, and they're so sharing and giving with their knowledge. They do live sessions every Monday. I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern. So I'm in UK. I'm just trying to think of the timings. And 6 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And they are the most remarkable group of ladies. Women, females, whatever people. I know some people go, oh, ladies. But it's what I say. You might think it's odd, but there you go. They are ladies. They're not women. They're ladies. There's a difference between that. And with Colette Baron Reid has an oracle deck, and one of the cards is called Chop Wood. And with that, a lot of times the expression chop wood, carry water came in. Oh no, carry water, chop wood. And then somebody had a bit of a bright idea and said, carry vodka, chop wood. And then it turned into carry vodka, chop limes. And so there's a lot of fun. There's an awful lot of laughs in that group. I would thoroughly recommend anybody to join up. Hit the subscribe for them, because they are remarkable people doing fantastic work. And they've all got, there are some shared specialities, but they've all got their own sort of areas of expertise. Now, I can't remember why I started telling you that, but they're well worth the mention. This very much, carry water, chop wood, that's right. So basically here, it's all about chopping wood, isn't it? Because you were born, if you're born in Sag, you're going to be going through that Sag cycle. You're always at some point in that Sag cycle. That's, until you stop breathing. Well, as long as you are pink and breathing, you're going to be somewhere in that Sag cycle. But as we go from Sag to Capricorn, that's what you do with the help of the Eight of Wands. It's almost going from 5 suitcases at the airport to thinking, do you know what? hand luggage. It's a difference between sort of moving home and hand luggage. Ooh, my shoulders, my feet. I can't tell you. But also the cusps are quite interesting here, because the cusp from Sagittarius to Capricorn is called the cusp of prophecy. Now, I haven't looked into that much. I just know that it's called that. So to go from there to there is the cusp of prophecy, and to go from there to there is the cusp of revolution. Now, the reason I know that, I know more about that one, is because if you think about it, I was born in the first half a degree of Sagittarius, so I was born about here. My midheavens in Scorpio, so I know more about that one than because there's so much to study in astrology. It never stops, and especially if you're learning other things as well. That cusp there is not my forte. I know much more about this one. But if you're born on that end of it, it's worth looking into the cusp of prophecy. Like the one between Aries and Taurus is the cusp of power. It's because obviously anybody born on those cusps, that's one thing, that's where they were born. But as we make that transition from one sign to another, or from one element to another, all these cards to each other, it's just good to be aware of what you might be feeling, or what you might encounter in other people. If you don't think it happens to you, look at what's happening to other people. But I'm just going to repeat the joke. Who stuck? I mean, let's make it a question. Who stuck the temperance angel in between death and the devil? It's the toughest zip code in Tarot Town, isn't it? Really, being stuck between death and the devil. Anyway, I just wanted to do a little light-hearted thing. I hope it's most efficacious for you. And it's let's get the date on this. Oh, Capricorn starts, well, it's arguable, the 21st or the 22nd of December. That's when the cusp happens. But next week we're going into third decan Sag. You're collecting in Spain, they have tapas bars where they do the little thing and they put a cocktail stick in. Then what you do is you leave the cocktail stick on your plate. Then you take your plate to the counter and they charge you by the amount of cocktail sticks. So it's almost, how big's the bill going to be? Tapas. Anyway, the 13th to the 21st. So that's next week. I don't know which day it is. I don't even know what day it is today. Is it the 10th today or something? So the 13th of December is when we go from there to there. So it's almost like having a spring clean, but in December, isn't it? Okay, I ain't doing this no more. Tidy it all up to go, right, give all that off to charity. I'm zipping up my boots. Leaving on a jet plane. Alrighty, a bit of fun. Take good care.